Good morning, and welcome to Winnipeg. I guess some of you are wondering, how am I this morning? Well, I'm not out of the woods yet, but I'm feeling a lot better. Haven't done this yet. Temperature's going down. Okay. All right. I was thinking here when I was thinking about about the model ship build, that I've got two more of these to build after this one's done. And the reason I was doing them separately is because the little pipe fittings or whatever that get glued onto the sides, they're not all the same number. Some of them are slightly different shape. And I was thinking I should be able to keep them separate and nip them off now. And like for instance, these ones we've got here, like some of them are common. Okay, some of them are common, but I think probably half of them aren't. So if I was to keep them separate and get the other two of these ready to spray, then I could spray all three at the same time instead of having to set up and mess around. I think that would be a lot better idea. So I'm going to actually do that today. We are probably not going to have a sunrise to look at the end of today's video because it looks pretty foggy out there right now, and the weatherman's predicting 30% chance of snow flurries. So now about half an hour later, maybe a little bit longer, our walkers did come by. And they were a little bit later than usual, but I think that might be because I heard on the weather that we'd had freezing rain last night. So it could be that the walking was a little bit treacherous. Please be careful. That's all right. We had a nice sunrise on the first of the year yesterday, so that kind of is a good sign, I think. I don't believe in signs or miracles either. I believe in coincidences. All right, enough about that. A lot of people disagree with me, and you have the right to. Now, I think we'll just go ahead here and find our parts, and maybe make up the other two of these, and also see if I can have the door open on them, if possible, so we can have a torpedo sticking out the back a little bit and the propellers showing. I mean, it seems kind of silly to have the Trumpeter making all those torpedoes so you can see the whole thing, and then over half of them are hidden inside torpedo tubes, or down underneath the deck, but I guess that's the way it is. I guess it's like I was watching Jeff Donahue making a truck, and I was surprised at the detail of that you put on the engine, and after the hood is closed, you don't see any of it. But I guess the idea is you have fun of sort of making it, knowing that it's there. Knowing that if you lift the hood, it's going to look like a real engine, even though maybe the hood is glued down. That's the way it goes. In this hobby we do a lot of things that for ourselves, for our own pleasure, that nobody else seems to care about. But and I had fun painting all those torpedoes up, and doing the best I could on the propellers and what have you. All right, enough about that. Let's see if we can find out what other parts we need here. I don't think there's anything else that I need to do for this particular piece. We've got all the pieces for step 7 here, as near as I can tell. So now let's go and see what we have to do for step 8, and maybe what I should do. Oh, you know what? I just realized I haven't painted the other sides of these. Like for instance, where the tweezer's holding on here, it's not painted yet. So I guess we best get at that. How do I feel? Well, I'm okay unless I wish to try to move quickly. Then I can sort of feel that there's something not quite right yet. I'm feeling a little bit weak and woozy, you might say, when I walk, but not dizzy, like weavy that I can't do it. It's just that for instance, I'd be only too happy to get on my e-bike and take it out for a spin. That's the way I feel right now. But not when it's like that outside. I'm not. Anyway, let's get at this here. Okay, I know this does not look like getting our parts, does it? But it's all part of the build. And earlier this morning when I was going to shake this up, I thought, there's probably sludge at the bottom of the little jar. And I was thinking, and then what I ended up doing was I used my my Dremel tool with the little plastic stick on the end of it to stir it up. And I was thinking, I should get one of those battery operated mixers, and so similar to the one that I made way back in the 80s, which I can't find right now. I don't know what I did with it. Yeah, because when you have sludge down in the bottom of your jar, and it's been there for a while, the paint mixer or shaker that I have in the back room, it doesn't get a lot of that. So whereas the other kind does. I was noticing that this one here, I know I painted this end, but I'm noticing it doesn't look too done there. Okay, well it is now. I don't know if maybe I bumped it on something and it had been painted and I bumped it and rubbed the paint off. Okay, now how am I going to hold this? This paint does seem to go on a little better with the paint retarder in it. It seems to flow on a little easier. Now maybe it's just my imagination. Maybe it's because I want it to be better. So now I know you can't see what I'm doing, so I may as well just push stop here and carry on without you. No offense. Okay, how am I going to grab this now? Very carefully, that's how I'm going to do it. There we go. Okay. Okay, I want to keep these straight. Step 7. And I think 8 and 9 are sort of together. Oh no, 8 is dealing with tube C, and 9 is the beginning of D. Okay, so I better have them separate here. And I think 10 pretty much deals with I wouldn't want anybody to think that was a 6. Okay. Now, yeah, when we get to step 10, yeah, we're basically. No, step 10 is that's a little confusing here. Well, mind you, the way my thinking is right now, everything is confusing. Probably about 15 minutes ago, I heard the recycle bin truck coming down the road. And so I went out to meet it and drag the containers back up from the street. And when I was coming up from the street, I thought to myself, yep, you're still not yourself yet. You're still a little bit sick. Anyway, I made it. Now, some of these parts we've already got made up. They are, they share the same piece, like this one. And these little guys here. Now this one here, it's part of the. It could be that I only do need one of these, and it will be in step. Where is it here? We are in step 7 right now. Yeah, we need it in step 7 for sure. So we'll put it in step 7. I guess I've got these backwards, don't I? Should be like this. There. I'm going to confuse myself yet. But this one here, I nipped it off because it was the same number as one of the others. But is it for this step 7 or is it for something else? I think it's step 7. Yeah, it looks a lot like the Z37. Okay, did we have a Z37 on step 6? No, we had a 34 and a 13. Okay, it is step number 10 that we have the 37. See, this is where you have to be really careful here. Maybe getting these pieces ahead like this, maybe doing it ahead like this is, I'm going to end up making a mistake here and gluing wrong parts on. I'm just going to push stop here again and kind of get organized. Okay, so here's what's happened. I have just spent probably an hour or so editing out everything that we've taken up until right now. And when I was editing, I realized that the piece that I threw here in number 10 actually wasn't a number for number 10. It was actually for step 8. Okay, I think that what I better do here is stop nipping off the smaller ones that I'm going to paint by hand anyway. And it's stuck on there. Okay, and the reason being is that they're just too easy to mix up. Now these little ones here, we know they're for step 7. We're dealing with step 7. I painted them this morning, but they're dry now. And this one here, we just break them off. Okay. Now those steps 8, 9, and 10, they're going to take similar pieces. Well, 8 and 9 will anyway. 10 is, I don't know, it's kind of confusing. We'll figure it out when we get to it. Now, I think that it is probably safe, though, to go ahead and make up the other units like this. For instance, I know that this is A, this is B, the next one will be C. Okay, and in step 8 here, we're going to be working on C, and then D is in step 10. Now maybe because there's going to be a subtle difference, I should maybe mark something on the inside of the tube here, because there's going to be a torpedo in there anyway, and we're not going to see it. So just let me grab a felt marker here, and okay, if this is A would have one line, And we'll just do it way back on the inside here because the torpedo is going to cover it, so I can make 2 lines. Okay, so we know that the 2 lines. I don't know. Can you see that? Maybe. Yeah, you should be able to see that. 2 lines mean B, and 3 lines will mean C, and 4 lines will mean D. At least I think it's a good idea right now. We'll see how it goes here. So I'm going to just go ahead now and get these other pieces for steps 8 and 9 and 10. Okay. I know I probably am not making too much sense here. Okay, folks, I have been busy. And we have all the pieces now for steps 7, steps 8, steps 9, and steps 10. And as far as I can tell anyway. I have glued together 2 of the torpedo tubes. And, believe it or not, I glued the first one together without scraping the flashing off the inside. I can't believe it. Yeah, I did that again. So we're going to have trouble with the torpedo later on. Maybe not. We'll see how it goes. But we'll deal with that when we get to it. However, I think I'm going to call it quits here for today. So, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.